In this video, I'm gonna show you a complete 7-day itinerary of Miami for you who are traveling. There's an itinerary with everything we've optimized in my region. So one day you totally enjoy one area there, another you enjoy the Miami Beach area, so you can save time on your commute and do everything close by while still enjoying the best things in Miami. There are lots of great things to do, so we put together well throughout itineraries to enjoy the main attractions, which are the beaches, the shopping, the restaurants, the arts, and the culture that is so cool in Miami. So you can rest assured that after watching this video, you have decided and you already have a clear idea how to put together your itinerary for your whole trip, guys. So don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel because it's important, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the world's largest travel content network, and today we're gonna talk about Miami itineraries for those stay between 3 and 6 days, which I think is ideal in Miami to make the most of everything, especially the beaches, which are beautiful, and the nightlife because Miami is a lively city, and the restaurants, food, and culture as well, guys. So without further ado, let's go. I'm gonna talk here about 3 to 7 days, but if you're going to stay for 4 or 5 days, watch the whole video, watch those 7 days, then you'll say, oh, I didn't like this tour there, this day isn't good. Then you can put together your own personalized itinerary. Sometimes you can combine 2 days into one if you want to do everything in a hurry, so it'll give you a general idea, but it's not exactly necessary fulfilling all the tours that I mentioned here. So let's go. Day 1, go to Miami Beach. For those who don't know, Miami Beach is different from Miami. Miami Beach is an island, it's its own city, and Miami is another, but they're interconnected. They're only 20 minutes apart. They are connected by several bridges, and then you get to enjoy the Miami Beach part, which is the part you've probably seen in the movies, with Ocean Drive, which is the main avenue and the busiest, where there are lots of bars, people walking around. It's very different during the day and at night, so my tip is that you go during these 2 periods to enjoy the beach. The restaurants, the drinks there are very nice. The culture, it has an Art Deco style, which they call the type of architecture that has been maintained and preserved to this day. So you'll be able to enjoy a lot of cool things there in Miami Beach, guys. You can start at South Point Park, which is a very nice park in the south of the island, right on the beach. It gives access to the beach, and it's the quietest and the most beautiful part of Miami Beach. So it's much nicer to stay on the beach, enjoy the sands. There's a beautiful pier where you can go down to the middle of the sea and take some nice pictures. There's a structure, showers. It's a great way to start discovering Miami's beaches. And then you go up to Ocean Drive a little bit. You reach the halfway point. It's up on 7th Street between 7 and 9 because you see that it's numbered. The streets are numbered. And then you'll be in the busiest parts. There's more movement, there's more bars, there is also the beach that you can use, you can get to know it, but you see that it's more crowded. There are people listening to music, it's a bit more hectic than the south, so check out what your idea of a trip is and enjoy what Miami has to offer. And there's this Art Deco part that makes it nice to go and look at the hotels, getting to know them, taking pictures. There's an Art Deco Museum there. If you want to know a bit more about this history, stop to eat there, eat in a restaurant, go for a walk. It's a really nice place to visit. At the back of Ocean Drive, there's Lincoln Road, which is also a very nice street with lots of stores, restaurants, and cafes for you to wander around. You spend a few hours there because it's really cool. You see Ocean Drive and Lincoln Road on the map. They're very long, so there's a lot to see, and then you end the night by going to one of those bars on Ocean Drive facing the beach, have some drinks that's super typical of the region. It's a giant margarita with a Corona, the beer facing downward. You sip it as the Corona goes down. It's very tasty. Order a pizza, anything. There's a lot more refined food too, but they're all similar. You walk around, see which one is available, which one has a table available for you at the time, but it's a very different vibe for you to see the essence of Miami Beach and this amazing nightlife that the city has to offer you. On the second day of your trip, I think you should visit Wynwood, which is a neighborhood in downtown Miami. In the most central part of Miami, you'll find Wynwood, a neighborhood that has been completely revitalized and has become Miami's art district, with various artistic paintings in the walls of the buildings. So it's a really nice place to wander around. There's a closed gallery there, which is the main part, and it's $12 to get in. So see if you want to go in or not. Even if you don't go in, strolling around the streets is pretty cool. You get to see a lot of artworks. There is works by Cobra, a very cool Brazilian artist. In Miami, you see a lot of Romero Brito too. People there love Romero Brito. So there are plenty of cultural and art tours to do there. For lunch, there are some good restaurant options in Wynwood. Just walk around and then you'll be close to Brickell, downtown Miami, which is the more financial part, the heart of central Miami, which is a bit different from Miami Beach. Downtown Miami has a lot of good restaurants, a lot of hotels. I'm even going to give you some tips on where to stay, but we really recommend you to stay there. And then in the afternoon, after you've seen all this part of Wynwood, you can go to the city center. It's a center there. It's a very beautiful mall, super modern. It's super new, and there are lots of restaurants, lots of nice stores. It's a very pleasant walk to take and to get to know that part of downtown Miami, which is really, really beautiful, guys, with a beautiful scenery for you. And a tip, I'm not going to give you many restaurant tips because it depends on taste, style, there's everything there. There are restaurants all over the world, but for those who want to, my tip is here in the United States, they are very used to reservations. In other parts of the world, we're not so used to it. You arrive, you want to sit down. To get to the best restaurants, book in advance. It's super easy. There's an app called OpenTable, which allows you to book at any restaurant in the United States and around the world. It's super simple. There's no charge, but make sure you book it because it's difficult and crowded. But there are plenty of nice restaurants to choose from. Take your hotel, enter the address in this OpenTable, and it will give you all the restaurants nearby. Then you can plan and book for your trip where you want to go. Making the most out of it, you're in doubt about where to stay. Our tip is always there are two regions. Miami has two. It's in Miami Beach, so if you want to stay in that part of Miami to enjoy the excitement, it's a bit more expensive. The hotels are a bit more expensive. There's no way, but there are several tips that I'm going to give you here so that you can book good hotels there, which ones we stayed. And then there's the part of Miami that's more financial, downtown, which is also beautiful, 20 minutes from Miami Beach, and I think it's a sensational option. And there's much choice of hotels because they're big hotels, so the price is cheaper, they're less crowded. You stay in a better hotel than in Miami Beach and you get a little cheaper, so there are more options in restaurants. It's very nice, people, super safe, very easy. So there are two options. I always leave a link in the description of the video. There is a page with all the links we use to organize our trips, and there I'll leave the hotels we stayed in, both in Miami Beach. There's a cheap one, there's an all-inclusive one that's very good, it's like a resort. There's another one that's a resort in Miami Beach, facing the beach, which is also very nice. There's also one in Brickell that's part of downtown Miami, which is very cheap. There's another cool one too. It's all there. Just take a look, and by staying in these areas, you have a much smoother trip and you'll be able to get around much more quickly. There is also a link to the map of the hotel in each of these regions, so you can open it up. Everything is ready and easy for you. Use the links here. Inside you find travel chip we use, which we think is the best value for money and works with everything. Travel insurance at half the price of what the agencies offer, tickets and tours, the whole bill, so you can save a lot. You get a much cheaper dollar and save a lot on the whole trip. Take a look at the link here. Use this link. The links inside the page are already discounted. Add it to your email, then go to your computer and quote the prices there. You see that the prices are amazing, and you'll be able to plan a very nice trip, cheaper and in place that we already use and we trust. On the third day of the trip, I think it's very nice to go out in the morning, have lunch there, perhaps in Bayfront Park, which is a very nice park. It's in this part of downtown Miami, but it faces the sea, so it has a very nice vibe. You see those skyscrapers, the buildings there in Miami. It's very nice. People go there to exercise, walk, do yoga, explore the area. It's very beautiful, very cool. And there too, something that I think is really cool that I give a lot of tips to do. Sometimes people don't consider it because they think it's expensive, difficult, are the boat trips. That are the mansions, the canal are beautiful in Miami, and there's lots to do. There are cheap and expensive boat trips. I'll talk about both here. There's one that's much cheaper, which you can do with several people. It's a boat that has a timetable. You buy the tour per person and you go there at the time with a bunch of other people. The guide will tell you, here's the mansion where Michael Jackson died. Here's the Mike Tyson's mansions. There are a lot of famous mansions and it's beautiful. I highly recommend it. Below, you'll find the cheapest tours and excursions website. You see that's not expensive and it's a great tour to do in the first few days so you can get to know the city and see the main sites. I think it's very worthwhile for anyone who wants something more exclusive. We have a very good partner there who has about 20 yachts, boats. He does this, he takes people who want to take the boats, then it's a bit more expensive. You have to split it between the people. The last time we split it between 8 people and it wasn't that expensive. If you want something more exclusive, he has several sizes. It's a super top experience. He welcomes you there, shows you everything. There will be a guy driving, you choose the route, you talk to him, there's someone cooking, serving drinks. It's a top service. If you want to make the most out of it, you have that option too. And of course, I will leave it in the description too. Take a look, everything is going to be down here in the description of the video. This one is more expensive, it's a VIP experience, a bit different, and the other is a much cheaper option. You can either take the boat trip in the morning and then enjoy Bayfront Park in the afternoon, or vice versa, and then in the evening you look for a nice restaurant for dinner to take a break, but you'll be tired. These tours get tiring. Miami is so hot, so you can't do too much in one day because the tours are very busy and you get very tired. Day 4, it would dedicate to the Key Biscayne area, a sensational island close to Miami that's the stronghold of residents with very high financial power. So it's all big cars, but it's open to the public. No problem at all. It's connected by a bridge so you can get there easily. So what's cool about it? There are a few attractions such as the Deco Museum, which is a gigantic mansion that ended up becoming a museum. It has a beautiful garden. It's not expensive to enter. It's nice to visit, walk around, take some pictures, and then you'll be close to one of the most beautiful and enjoyable beaches in Miami, because Miami Beach is more of a hustle and bustle. Since this part is further away on the island of Key Biscayne, you can find a quieter spot. Then there's Billbags Cape, Florida, which is a state park right on the beach. It has a super famous lighthouse and it's an area that, at least when we last went a year ago, it's usually pretty empty. It's a great place to relax, and for those with children, it's much more peaceful. It's a nice beach to enjoy, so it's a little quieter than the hustle and bustle of Miami, and it's a beautiful area. You can also walk through the houses, through the streets, which is very nice. It's a separate walk because you see that there are only houses. It's a beautiful area. The people who live there are really blessed because it's a very beautiful place and you can visit and explore all of it. On the 5th day of the trip, people who want to spend more than a day shopping, I'll talk about the tips here, but I'd go for a whole day and book the Southwest Mills outlet. It's one of the biggest in the world. It's a lot of stores. You won't get to know them all in one day. So focus, dedicate yourself, because you see that you have to get to know it properly, because otherwise you can't see anything. You focus on the stores you want to see, but it's a very large outlet with very good prices, very good promotions. All the stores you can imagine are there, so include a whole day there. Don't book anything else because you won't be able to do anything after you get back. Trust me, we planned the dinner the first time, we didn't make it. We had to cancel it because there's no way you're staying until the outlet closes. Of course, if you want to make a purchase, otherwise you end up leaving a little faster. It's about 40-50 minutes from Miami. Both Orlando and Miami are places where most tourists rent a car. It's super common. With your country's license, you can rent it. It's super easy because things are quite far away, especially the beaches and shopping. So if you're thinking about it, do some research. There's a website we use. Don't book with the rental companies yet. I'll leave it here in the description, and also in this link below, a car comparator that compares prices at all the rental companies and finds prices that are half sometimes of what the rental companies charge. So take a look. We always do it there. We save a lot of money. So take a look around. You have to be aware that there's parking. If you have to stop on the street in Miami, you always have to pay. But there are lots of parking lots there with several floors, so it's super easy. But you have to spend a little extra on parking, so that's on the bill. But there's not much to run to. Some people make do with just Uber. So if you're staying this more central central area, just doing these tours is easy. But to explore the beaches up there, which are the most beautiful, and to do some shopping, the malls and outlets that I'm going to talk about now, which are far away, the car is a real help. And an extra tip that I always give to those who come to shop in the United States: do you want to buy a lot of things? Take your carry-on suitcase, the one you came with on the plane, or the biggest one if you're going to buy a lot, because if you go into 2 or 3 stores, you come out full of bags and spend the whole day carrying those bags in the sun, tired, or going to look at things, you're going to leave the bags loose. There are a lot of risks there. So my tip to you is take a wheelie suitcase, because then you're in, you've bought, you take it out of the bag, you left the store and bought a pair of sneakers, take it out of the box, throw the box away and put everything in, close it, and that's it. It's always with you. And be careful in the outlets, because many tourists are targeted and they do steal. It's super safe here in Florida. No one will mug you, come up to you, but if you mess up, they will. There are people who leave their suitcases and go to try on clothes, forget about it, get carried away in the department store looking at the cheap pants, and forget about things. On the 6th day, it's kind of up to you. Now I'm going to give you 2 options, because there's the thing. There's a place that people advertise a lot that I didn't particularly like. I don't think it was worth it. There are 2 places that are kind of traditional for other cultures, which is Little Havana. It's a street there, an area, a neighborhood that was founded by Cubans. Cubans moved there, so there are a lot of Cuban restaurants, delicatessens, and Española way. If you want to see this Spanish or Cuban culture, it's worth spending the day touring these regions. I don't think it was worth it, so if you're not interested, take a look at a photo or a video to get a good feel of the place and see if it's worth it or not. But another alternative tour that surprised me, which I really enjoyed, was the Pérez Arts Museum, which is very cool. A very cool art museum, and then you'll be close to Harbour, which is one of the most beautiful malls we've ever been to. It's an open-air mall. The business there is luxury. The prices there are expensive. You won't get the promotions out of the Southwest outlets. It's a more upmarket mall. It's very nice to visit. It's really beautiful. Even if you're not going to shop, take a stroll. But all these luxury malls always have a few stores that we look for, like Nike, Adidas, Victoria's Secret sometimes, so you can always find it too. But the focus there, you will see that the level of the people is a bit more Miami even. It's a little more luxury, a lot of brand stores, so it's really more expensive. In the last day in Miami, the beach that I like best of all, that we like the most, we've been to a lot, our whole family loves it there, it's Hollywood Beach. But it's further away, about 40 minutes from Miami, but it's beautiful. And here's a tip, you already be there. It's a place you can easily drive to. There are showers there, the promenade is very nice, and the restaurant and beach facilities are very good. It's super pretty, and there's lots to do. Then you can enjoy a day at the beach, have lunch in a little bar or the beachfront, and then go to Aventura Mall in the evening. It's a mall that I really like. It's big, it's a bit tidier, more chic in quotes. It's not that it's expensive or that the place is more chic, but it's very nice. It's much smaller than the Southwest Hills outlet, but it also has all the stores we like. There are some good prices. You'll find lots of stores, and it's very pleasant to walk around. Go, if you haven't eaten yet, go to Five Guys, write down the name. It's Five Guys or Shake Shack. They're the best hamburgers in the United States. It's cheap, it's fast food, but they're very good. If you go to any of these malls or outlets, there's always food in the food courts, so try it, you like it. And then you can go at night, because the Aventura Mall as well as the Southwest Hills outlets are up there near the Hollywood Beach that I've just mentioned it. So take advantage of the fact that you're going to the beach and take in some of the other shopping attractions that are located up there. You can do the rest of the shopping if you want to do, or if you're not buying anything, you can just stroll around because it's really good. And if you have more days, do some research, because there's so much to do if you're not considering it yet or are considering coming to Orlando. We live here in Orlando today. There are lots of Orlando videos here. Play it here, how to travel cheaply to Orlando. It's the best video. I teach you everything step by step, so you can plan your entire trip, spending as little as possible on everything. It's a complete video because there's so much to do in Orlando. You can spend about 15 days in Orlando and you won't be able to do even half of the things. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because it's really helpful. And here are those other great videos for you to plan your trip to Miami. So thank you very much, guys, and have nice trips.